Pro tip.
Never knew that.
Yep. All right, so one more thing to do.
One more.
I'm Mike,
I'm Joe.
and this is Cart Life TV. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Cart Life TV. We're in the garage today. Guess what, Joe?
What?
This might be the last day of wiring stuff up.
Thank God.
He's excited about that because we've run like tons and tons of wire in this golf cart. But we're almost there. We got a couple more things to do before we start putting the body on, which I'm super excited about because that's like the home stretch. After that, it's like all the cool golf cart parts we bought.
Yes, we can finally get to the fun stuff.
Well, today we're going to be finishing up a couple things. We're going to wire up our winch. We're going to install the wire for our tachometer, and we're going to install the sensor for our heat gauge.
Yep.
On the motor. We're going to run those up, and I think that's going to complete pretty much all of the pre-wire on the golf cart.
Yeah. I don't know what else was left.
I think that's about it, but before we get into that, we're going to show you where we're at because I worked pretty hard on this while Joe was sick, cleaning up all the wire, looming everything. I'm excited to show you guys where we're at, so let's check it out.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, so check it out. We're here at the golf cart, and behind me is Joe, but more importantly is all of the wiring we did in this golf cart. It is all up here, and I know it looks like a mess, but it's actually really clean and organized. And it's going to be even more organized when we get the winch wires ran and just kind of tie up a couple other things. But this is it right here. All those wires we ran to the back of the golf cart, everything under the seat. Check it out. It is all loomed up, and it looks good. It's super clean, right, man?
It's super clean. You did an awesome job.
I think what I'm most proud of, though, is the harness I built for our dashboard, right? So what I did was I actually took all of the club car wires and all of the extra wires we ran, and I spliced them all into a like a quick connect harness here for Joe's gonna ruin the surprise, I guess. But this is our dash panel here. This is like our gauge cluster. So we got our tachometer, our speedometer, our fuel gauge. We have our heat gauge, USBs, warning light switch, and a couple of indicator lights back up here. And that's gonna get mounted into our double take dashboard. And what's cool about it is it's gonna plug in right to here. So we'll be able to service it and remove the dashboard without having to like unplug and disconnect all the wires in the back of the cluster. What do you think about that?
That is super smart.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna peel it here. Peel that back for me. I left that loose on purpose because I want to show everybody all the splices. So what this actually is the club car harness wire. I cut off the connector that came with that, the one that has the power wire, the key switch wire, the oil wire, the fuel sender wire, and I spliced all of that together with all of the other wires that we ran up here that go to that dashboard. And there it is. There's all the splices. I'll get you guys a closer look at that in a second, but it was really cool to do. It was fun. I tested it. It does work. All of the splices are good. Everything's heat shrinked and soldered. So hopefully it'll be foolproof when we get that gauge cluster wired up and plug it in. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. I was smart about it too. Color coded everything, and I actually wrote it. It's on the refrigerator up there on that white piece of paper. Actually wrote all of the color codes there, so we'll never forget.
Until you lose the paper.
Yep. Over here on the right, we have these are all of our control wires and our light bar wires. This is the wire for the keypad, for the aux beam relay system. The switch that activates or manually activates the pod lights, the antenna for the GPS speedometer, and I think that's about it. Oh, the light bar light that runs upstairs to the top. And over here, this spooled up bunch is for our turn signal blinkers, kind of just keeping it out of the way for now, but I did want to make the splice now. So when we do put the top on and put the mirrors on the golf cart, we have the wires already for it.
Yeah.
All right.
You thought of everything.
I think so.
Well, he thought of everything.
I really tried to. It was a lot of work, but it'll be worth it. And it looks super clean.
3 weeks worth of wiring.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the winch.
All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, guys. So that's that's the wiring, and now it's time to mount our winch. And we already started the winch. How many episodes ago, man?
Seems like forever, honestly.
It was a bunch. I really can't remember, but it's time to mount it now. We already ran the control box up front. It's right here. And we have the wires already ran up. For the main power, we spliced in red and black instead of the blue and yellow, so we know what we're dealing with. Red and black just looks better than yellow and blue on a golf cart. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that, but we're gonna get it done now. All we're gonna do is drill 2 holes and mount it with some grade 8 hardened bolts. And that should hold it in place. It's only a 3,000-pound winch, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're not planning on pulling this thing up trees, so
no.
I think we'll be all right.
It'll get us out of the ditch if we need.
Yeah.
Or help out a buddy. All right, let's drill some holes.
All right, let's get set up.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So bad. Why can't all the steel be that easy to drill?
I know, right? That rear suspension was impossible.
That was some kind of different kind of steel.
Had to have been.
You guys watched the suspension video that we did, the last one? Maybe 2 videos ago, whenever we're posting this. Those plates we made for the rear suspension, they were dogs, man.
They
are
ridiculous.
dogs. That steel, I don't know if it was like hot rolled or cold rolled or whatever it was, that was the hardest steel I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this thing done.
Just like that.
Like science. Pretty cool. So we got the winch mounted. It looks good. It's a nice little winch. Got it on eBay. It's nothing crazy. It's not like we need a Smitty-built winch or a Warren for our golf cart.
We're not off-roading.
We just got like an ATV winch off eBay. What's nice about this one is it came with a red synthetic cable, which is cool. And I know on our last winch we put a synthetic cable on. It cost like what, $40?
Yeah, it costs more than the winch.
For the cable, yeah, it was like more than the winch we put on. We got the winch at a garage sale or on OfferUp or something. And this one is cool. It's like 110, 120 bucks, I think, or I'll put it in the description so you can check out how much it actually was. I can't remember. It was so long ago we bought it. But for what you get, it seems pretty cool. It's got some nice features and stuff. But for now, it's time to wire it up.
Yep. Run the wires.
Let's go.
That's it.
All right, guys, so we got the winch mounted. Nice job, Joe. The wrench again. And we got our wires run. Put the ends on it already. I saved you guys the trouble of watching me run more wire and solder and crimp and heat shrink. But there it is. The ends are there. It looks good. We already cut it to length. Now last thing we have to do is hook it up and clamp it to the side of the frame with our light bar light. And I think it's a pretty clean install.
It's very clean. Looks good.
Let's get that done, and then we can move on to the tachometer.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
You're getting good at it. Good spot.
I think so. What do you think?
Hello.
All right, guys. So this is really cool. We hooked the winch up. Looks good. You did a good job, dude.
Thanks.
Getting good at those. And we got this little remote for it. And this is the first time we ever had like a remote control winch that's wireless. It's pretty neat. You turn it on by pressing both buttons. I'm just gonna hit one of the buttons briefly to see if it moves. Perfect, dude. We got power.
Nice.
I don't want to unstrap this yet because I don't want that wire or that cable getting in the way. So we're just going to leave it like that until we're ready to use it or to like finalize the install.
We know it works. That's all that matters.
The next thing we're going to do is get that tack hooked up. The tack and the heat sensor. And then we're like done with all the wires.
That would be great.
All right, let's do the tack.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, all right, so we're on to the tachometer, which is cool because I feel like now that we're like putting stuff into the golf cart, we're like making some major progress here.
Yes.
It's really neat. And I know that we only have like 2 more wires left to hook up before I could get that gauge cluster all wired and test it. But this is the tack. This is an eBay tachometer. It's pretty cool. It had good reviews on like Amazon and eBay. I just picked one up. It was like maybe $30 or so. It's got a wire lead here on the back, and the green wire is the signal wire for the tachometer, and that's what tells the little needle where you're at with the RPMs. This motor here, the Subaru EX40, is a 3600 RPM motor when you just have the pedal down and you're cranking it full speed. We know that. This tachometer is nice because it's got a button on the back where you can select how many cylinders the motor is, and it can go from 1 to 10. This is a 1-cylinder motor. We know that has 1 spark plug. However, this motor does not have an output for the ignition signal. It has an input wire. I found that, but that does not give us the signal we need to use the tachometer, so we have to hook it up another way. And the only other way to hook up a tachometer, if you don't have an output wire on your ignition coil, is to wrap a wire around the spark plug or the spark plug wire. That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to hook it up.
Yeah.
When you do that...
Don't do the spark plug.
Yeah, don't do the spark plug. It will shock you. You will be unhappy. We're going to do like between 5, 6, 7 coils around it. Tighten it up and hook it up, test it, and see if it does what it's supposed to do. And I think it will.
Yeah, I do too.
The coil you make around that spark plug wire, it detects the pulses, the electric pulses. And that's the signal that you need to operate this. So we're going to hook it up now and see if we can make it work. Should be good.
Should be.
All right, let's go.
So we're going to hook up our tachometer now. Back here we have the engine cover off. It's that piece of plastic which goes on with a couple bolts and screws, and we're wide open here. Move the brace out of the way so you guys can see what's going on. This is the spark plug wire. What you're going to do is you're going to unplug it from the spark plug here. That's the end goes into the spark plug. The other end goes to the ignition coil on the side of the motor. Can't get to that without taking off the fan shield, but you don't need to. We're going to make our coil now around the spark plug wire. What I do is I take a piece of wire. I'm using green so it matches everything else, and we know that it goes to the back of the tachometer sender. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to take this this piece here. I'm going to wrap it around this spark plug wire 7 times. 3. Nice and tight. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Wow, I had just enough. Wow, look at that, dude.
Skill.
It was by accident. And then what I'm going to do to make sure it doesn't come out is I pull this side of it here and I make like a fishing knot. See that? See how the end of the wire is through the loop that I had put on there on the side? If I pull that tight, it pulls that wire in. And then I have a really nice tight coil around our spark plug wire right there. And that will hopefully provide us with the signal we need for the back of the tachometer.
Nice.
Okay. So now the only thing left to do before we, permanently install this is just test it to make sure we're getting that tachometer signal. And I got my little power adapter that you guys have seen before, and got my little tack here. And you hit this button here, and it changes the color. Probably keep it on red. Red looks cool. Okay. Key switch here. Motor's on. Are we in maintenance mode?
Maintenance. Horn.
You guys see that?
I can't crank it because we're indoors right now.
Yeah, we don't want to die.
We don't want to die from carbon monoxide poisoning, but when I press on the gas and the motor goes. Let's try it on 3. And see where that gives us. Reset.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. That was like probably about a little more than 3,000 RPM. So that's pretty close. We're gonna leave it there for now, and we'll fine tune the coil wrap down here and the settings on the back when we finalize the install. Let's get the rest of the wire in.
All right, let's do it.
All right. All right, this is the last thing that we have to hook up for our wiring and our gauge cluster. This is, I know, it's like the day we've been waiting for, Joe.
It feels like 3.5 years of wiring.
It's a lot. So this is a heat sensor. This is for the heat gauge for our gauge cluster. Something we've never had before on the golf cart. Something I'm looking forward to having. I know, especially on our long distance trips, we'll know how we're running. Pretty cool. The heat sensor here just kind of detects, it's like a thermometer, and it sends a signal through this wire to the back of the gauge. What I did was I JB welded it, this little bracket, this little copper bracket from something I had laying around. I think it was actually from like another heat sensor for something else I was working on. But what we're gonna do is we're going to attach this to the side of the golf cart with the ground bolt that's already there. Should just take a minute, and then we're gonna run the wire and we'll be done.
Yeah. Yes, thank God. No more wiring.
That's it. Let's go.
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Now we're gonna run this wire up right here along our loom and connect it to the other side here, which I already ran up. That's it. We're like basically done now. Ready to put this thing back together.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited to do that.
All right.
All right.
There's a lot so far.
Yeah.
But we're doing good. We got a lot done. We got the winch mounted and the wire done, which is great. We got the tachometer hooked up to the spark plug and it works.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we got our heat gauge wire ran to the front of the golf cart, and it looks awesome. Check out the wire loom. Super clean job, and I'm real proud of it, man. I think we're doing great.
You did awesome with the wiring.
Thank you.
Sure.
I appreciate that. It was a lot of work, and it was a lot of wire, but I think it's time we could mount a little bit of body so we can mount the headlight brackets, right?
Yes.
I know, finally.
This bad boy back
All right,
together.
let's get the, we got a brand new floor mat for the golf cart because the one that came with it was like dry rotted out, and we're gonna lay that down to protect the wire loom, kind of clean it up. It'll just gonna look cleaner, I think, right?
Yeah, hold everything in place.
So we're gonna get that on right now, and then I think we're gonna mount the dashboard cowling, the old one, right?
Yeah.
That needs to go on first before we mount the shell in the front of the golf cart.
Yep.
All right, let's get that done, man.
Let's do it.
That new floor looks incredible, man. Brand new golf cart.
Yep.
Oh man, can't wait to keep putting this thing back together. We got a ways to go though, but let's get the what is that thing called? I don't know. All right, so we're gonna mount the dashboard cup holder thingamabob thing that goes on the front here. It's gonna get buried by our new dashboard, but it needs to be mounted first before we could put I call it the shell because it kind of looks like a shell. Before we put the shell on. Before we do that, go ahead, dude. You can drill. Before we do that, we got to modify this thing. Joe is cutting a notch out with the hole saw so our control wires can come through and it'll sit flush, flat, hopefully, on the front of the golf cart. That's good. Doing good. Dude.
Nice. That's the first time that's been on, and I can't even tell you how long.
Oh, dude. I'm excited.
Cleans up a lot of the wiring, too.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to mount the shell. Joe's behind me because we have to make a small modification to it because of the way we mounted our headlight kit from the top side of the dashboard, so you don't see the wires hanging out underneath the golf cart like you typically do with the light kits. We're gonna put a couple of holes in the shell here, so we can run the wires right out from the dashboard to where the headlights plug in. It's gonna be a super clean look.
Yes, nothing hanging out underneath.
If we ever have to service it, we do it from the behind the dashboard.
Yeah, so unplug it, all good.
All right, let's get those holes in.
Yep.
Check it out, guys. We got the shell mocked up in place. We got our headlight leads coming out right where we need them to, and this one here, that's for something special. We're going to show you that a little bit later down the line, right?
Hopefully next week.
We'll see. We got some body work to do.
Dude, we almost got a front end.
Looking good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, that was a heck of an afternoon, man. We got a lot done for a afternoon build. This was probably our most productive day.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a productive afternoon.
Tidying up a lot of little things.
Yeah, got a lot off the punch list. I don't know what time it is right now, but we've been here for a few hours and we got a lot done. We got the winch mounted, electrical, tested it. It works great, right? Super clean install on that. We mounted our shell, cut the holes for our wire harnesses to come through. Mounted the headlight brackets. We did the tachometer wire. Got signal off of the spark plug.
Heat sensor.
Works great. Did the heat sensor. Yep, got those wires ran. And since we ran all the wires, we're finally done running wires to the front of the golf cart. We put the floor mat down too, and it looks awesome.
Yes, covers everything. Looks great.
I'm super excited. We got a lot done today.
A lot.
We
got a lot more to go.
Yeah.
See all those boxes.
We got probably, I could see like 20 boxes over there. We have everything in the garage right now to finish this build, and it's gonna be awesome. And if you wanna see the rest of it, make sure you stick with us, Cart Life TV, subscribe to the channel, turn your alerts on so you don't miss a video. And if you wanna support us, check out lowspeedliving.com. We got a really cool online store there. Hats, shirts, and we got a lot of stuff dropping this month.
Yes, new shirts and new sweatshirts coming soon.
By popular demand and request, we got Cart Life hoodies coming.
Yes.
They're gonna be awesome. They should be here any day. So we'll keep you updated on that. Make sure you check out the online store, subscribe to Cart Life TV. We're gonna see you guys soon.
Peace.